So you guys ask, and you shall receive. Hello there, my name is Nathan, and I am learning how to live loop, and I decided to improve my musical skills and share it all with you guys. No secrets to be kept. And we had some people on my Twitch streams asking me to do a little breakdown on my new live looping setup. Keep in mind that I've been using this setup for about a month now, and I never did live looping before. So I'm still figuring it out myself, but I wish there was more videos like this when I was researching for my own gear. That's why I'm doing it. Shout out to Alana Matti, Orthopilot, and all the Twitch streamers that have a breakdown on their live looping setup. That helps so much. So first things first, I think it's valid to talk about the gear that I use. For my live looping setup, I use the brain cell of the operation is a Ableton Push 2. I have an Ableton Launchpad. It's the first version of the Launchpad. It's a Launchpad MK1, the cheapest one you can find in there. I bought this for literally like 30 bucks. Very cheap, but very useful. And I have a Korg Nano Control 2. For random effects, I'm gonna show you guys all about what everything does. And for my keyboard, I have a Colt Control Key 61. I really like how this keyboard feels. Keep in mind that I am not the best when it comes to being like a musician, you know? As I said, I literally started playing instruments at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of 2024. So this whole technology of making music on the go is completely new to me, you know? And yeah, I'm gonna share with you guys everything that has been going through my mind and how did I set up to do something like this. So hi, this is my Ableton project. This is how it looks like. Keep in mind that the way that I loop and the way I think about live looping is more in a helper of producing music and composing music than actually like performance-y loops. You guys can see we have a total of 57 channels in this project. It's a very long and very complex project that allows me to do a lot of details in my music. One thing that I really love when it comes to electronic music especially is all the textures and all the little ear candy that you can do, you know? So my live looping process is a bit slower, and we're gonna talk about this in the next video where I break down my process going on. This is just breaking down the project, okay? It's gonna be in the next one. But with my Launchpad, this little blue square you see on your screen, I have these 8 individual channels. They are not grouped, you know? Actually, I have the bass group over here, and this is a little group, but the first 8 channels of my project is what I control using the Launchpad, and it's what I call the dynamic channels. These channels, I use them very often. They are basically in every song that I do, and I am very often pausing them and playing them again. This is what keeps the dynamic of the song, you know? So I have my kick and bass, I have my hi-hats, I have my extra drums, Studio Drummer, amazing plugin. Highly recommend you guys having like a real drum plugin if you don't have a real drum, because the amount of possibilities is awesome. My random percussions, I have a looper that's also in a little group, but that's more for organization reasons. It's still treated as a dynamic channel. Then I have my song starter, which is usually where I play a little harmony. This is where I begin my song, and this is what keeps the song going. So this is in my dynamic session. Also, I have a little piano here, just because, you know, a piano can solve all your musical problems. And this is my bass channel, which is also something that I often pause and stop and play again and change orders. So the bass is also part of the dynamic series. After that, you guys can see in the green square, it's usually what I use to control through the push. Keep in mind that using the push, if I press twice, I can open that group all through the controller itself. I don't need to use my mouse and keyboard, which is huge, you know. If I don't need to come here, pick my mouse and click the button, I am saving time, and this is what this is all about, okay? So I press twice, I press it only once, you know, like I press it one time to select and one time to open the group. I really love how this thing works. I'm still learning it, but every time I get this like feeling, it's so awesome. Anyway, I have different groups for all the different instruments that I play, also for vocals and synthesizers. I don't sing, but I do have a little vocal chop and a little vocal plugin that I like using. Also synthesizers, it's something I'm gonna show you guys in a second, but I really like synthesizing sounds and creating things. So yeah, in my keys group, I have all of this, you know. I have a piano, I have a Rhodes, I have a cello, I have an analog synthesizer, I have a harp, a harmonica, and then I have a pad that I can play with the dynamics as well. Something for another video just came into my head, you know, all the automations and all the little things that I do. It's something that deserves its own video. Anyway, I play the tongue drum. It's my cheap version of the handpan. I have a bunch of channels for it as well. I have the guitar, same thing, you know, like all of the channels, they are pre-mixed and they have their own effects rack. I have a flute channel, the vocal channel, the synthesizer channel, and the special effects channel. And you guys can see that this is already filled up. I have a sweep sound that plays. Whenever this is playing, I have this playing at the 30-second beat. So I have a little sweep to do a little transition sound, which is really helpful, you know? So when I'm in the performance mode, I'm just like in the jam mode, I can have easier transitions from phase to phase, which this is what has been my biggest struggle learning how to live loop, is how to manage the transitions and how to make them smoother. This is one way that I found about how to do it, okay? So each little channel has their own mix rack. You guys can see this guy right here. I have an audio effect rack, and this audio effect rack basically gets me sorted with any sound that I record in here. I can mix it and I can make it sound good only through the push, you know. So instead of recording a sample and then I need to come in here and search and let's get an equalizer and let's get a reverb and let's like research and find it, no man, I already have everything loaded on every channel in this beautiful little macro in here. My audio effect rack, I can open it here for you guys. I have my reverb, I have a delay, I have an utility so I can do my stereo width. I have a Saturn for some saturation if I want to thicken up the song, and I have a compressor here. And all of this can be easily manipulated with my 8 knobs that I have on my push. So I can come in here, if I recorded a guitar for example, I can come in here, I adjust the size of my reverb, I can do the dry wet, how much delay do I want, the time of my delay, the feedback of my delay, if I want my guitar very open on the stereo or not, if I want it to be saturated or not, and if I want compression on it or not. This makes it so incredibly easy to make things that sound good. Also, you guys can see I have an EQ8, and you must ask me like, Nathan, why not a better EQ? You know, you have FabFilter, you have all these fancy plugins. Why are you using Ableton's native plugin? Because the integration it has with the push is just incredible, guys. I can literally see this, you know, what you guys see on the screen in here, I can see it in this screen right here. I need to grab my phone to record this. Look, so this is what I see on the screen of the push, and it's amazing. I have my equalizer in there, and let's say I am playing a sound and I wanna cut my bass frequencies. I can change the frequency here. Here I can select which point in the equalizer that I am using. I can change my frequency, I can change the resonance if I wanna boost, if I wanna cut, or if I'm in another channel, I can change how thick or how thin the equalization is going to be. So let's say I recorded a note that's a little bit louder, I can come in here, pick that specific note, turn up the resonance, just turn it down, and I am like, I can control the sound so well, and I can make it sound nice very fast using all of this. Okay, as you guys can see, having this effect rack and the equalizer on every single channel is a bliss for me, and I use it frequently. Every little thing that I am going to record, every little thing that I am going to do, it goes through this effect channel. It gets pre-mixed and then it gets looped. So yeah guys, I'm going to be releasing this template for my Ko-fi members. If you guys don't know what Ko-fi is like Patreon, a little bit more connected with Twitch. That's where I post all my secret little things, and if you guys want to download this, you can subscribe in there and have a way to look at it yourself, you know. In the next video, we're gonna talk about the dynamic racks and the synthesizers. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about my mindset approaching live looping, okay? See you in the next one, guys.